You loading up, Commander?
Okay, Halo faithful, the big day is finally here. I'm temporarily giving Halo 5 Guardians a 3 out of 4. I say temporarily because last year's Halo the Master Chief Collection had matchmaking issues that made the multiplayer virtually unplayable.
6 years ago.
What's worse is that it didn't pop up until after the game's release.
After we killed millions of our people.
So why didn't you?
Things changed.
The Arbiter is engaged in combat. We will escort you to him.
Locke. Planet's deep in civil war. If this all goes sideways...
I understand, sir. It's not my first mission that doesn't exist.
So why so low for Halo 5? Gameplay-wise, Guardians is excellent. It sticks to the series' tried and true winning formula, adding movement-based controls to its frantic, fast-paced feel. The story, however, leaves much to be desired. Halo 5 serves as the second game in the new trilogy, and much like Halo 2 before it, the game features a single story told through two sides. On the one hand, you have Fireteam Osiris, led by Spartan Jameson Locke, a product of the United Nations Space Command's Spartan 4 program. On the other side, you have Blue Team, led by none other than Spartan 117, John, the Master Chief. Now, I can't talk too much about the story without giving away spoilers, but my major frustration with this game is that it misses the opportunity to expand Chief's story. Halo 4 brilliantly ended a major story arc for the Master Chief, and Halo 5 provided a chance for developer 343 Industries to reveal more about the man behind the green armor and golden visor. Instead, the game takes a familiar turn, and Chief has far too little screen time in how things play out. That, compounded by a couple repetitive boss fights and sluggish pacing that fails to establish the actual threat to the characters until way late in the game, culminate in a less than stellar story. Despite some of the issues, Halo 5 Guardians remains fun to play. One feature the game introduces is the ability to climb over ledges, a small addition that has made its way into many shooters, but it really helps to speed the game up and emphasize the use of terrain to a player's advantage. The single player highlights a more squad-based field in which players can control the actions of their team. Halo 5 gives players multiple sides and angles to approach a firefight from, allowing them to flank and harry enemies. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. I'm going to take you through two firefights. This level is called Swords of Sang Helios. It actually takes you to the Covenant homeworld, or at least the Elite homeworld. So in this fight right here, we are getting bombarded by a Covenant energy turret. And I'm going to tell my teammates to actually advance up a little bit while I am the smart one. And I'm going to loop around and get the flank on the enemy. So we're going to wait a little bit for me to get around to the other side.
We're almost clear. Keep moving.
And now, as you can see, I'm nearing this turret. I'm going to take out my plasma grenade. I'm going to chuck it at the turret. I'm going to take it out. Now the rest of the cleanup, since I'm on one side and my team is on the other, is pretty easy. Take out this elite. Oop, watch out for that elite. Now we're going to take you to a different firefight. This time it's a canyon, and there are snipers in this canyon. So I'm going to kill this guy with my carbine here. Lucky he has a big red visor I can see from a mile away, so he's easy to kill. And as I tell my teammates to move up, I'm going to pick up the sniper rifle. And I'm going to look on the ridge and see if there's anything there. I don't see any enemies, so I'm going to tell Buck to go claim that turret way out in the distance. Now, unfortunately, as I advance, you can see Covenant drop pods coming in. Now Buck is surrounded, and I've put myself in kind of a hole. I have to go rescue him. We're going to speed this up for you. And you can see it doesn't end well for either of us. But let's talk about the main event, the multiplayer. Halo 5 Guardians introduces Warzone. The game type plays out kind of like big team battle, except two teams vie to complete objectives while fighting each other. For instance, Teams will be asked to eliminate Covenant and Promethean officers while capturing and holding bases. Completing these objectives and killing the other team gives teams points. The first to 1,000 points wins. Warzone features a cool requisition system in which players earn power-ups, power weapons, and vehicles for use in the mode. Cool modes like Team Slayer and SWAT return to Halo 5. The game also features a new mode called Breakout, in which teams of 4 compete against each other in objective-based games. Catch is, players only get 1 life for the round. All in all, Halo plays like Halo in these modes, and the focus is on being familiar with levels and controlling power weapons. So far, matchmaking has been quick and easy with no noticeable issues, but I'll keep you updated in my written review. I'm going to take you into a game of Breakout right here, and as you can see, it's kind of a generic level, and my blue team Spartans, we're going to just take a running jump into the level here. Producer Vince says it looks like Tron. I don't see it. But anyway, I'm going to come around this ramp, hop up on this ledge here, and oh, this guy's going to get a perfect nade right to my face, and I'm dead for the round. So now I got to watch the teammates. But that's no fun, so we're going to speed this up to when I get back in the game. And here's a new round. And I'm going to take a different route this time since I got owned on the last time. Come around with my pistol, and I'm going to help this guy get an assist on this enemy. Okay, fire team, let's go ahead and recap. For the pros, the addition of the thruster pack boosting and ledge grabbing make Halo flow better and quicker. In campaign and multiplayer, it highlights the need to search for multiple angles to engage opponents in a firefight. The sights and sounds of Halo 5 Guardians are incredible. From the sleek design of a Promethean Phaeton airship to the perfectly garbled voices of the Prometheans themselves and the fire of the battle rifle, it's amazing to see how far this series has come and how much of the Halo universe we can now experience. I'm a big fan of the Warzone game type, which essentially blends big team battle, team objective, and co-op together for a fun multiplayer mode that isn't overrun with unstoppable vehicles. And finally, I really enjoyed meeting and getting to know the members of Fireteam Osiris, especially Spartan, Jameson, Locke. The game even inspired me to watch the Halo Nightfall television short to get to know more about Locke. But getting to know Fireteam Osiris comes at the expense of learning more about the Master Chief as we move to cons. Halo 4's end set up the perfect chance to explore more about Sierra 117, the Master Chief. But alas, of some 15 or 16 missions, he's only playable in about 3. Another big bummer from Halo 5's story was the inclusion of a pretty lackluster villain. Well, the real villain is very interesting, but the boss you keep fighting over and over isn't anything special. Now, Halo has never done boss fights particularly well, but 5's recurring antagonist is a new low for the series. It's another missed opportunity as the Prometheans represent perhaps the most visually stimulating alien race the series has introduced to date. Yet 2 games into their introduction, they remain shrouded in mystery save for a few enigmatic baddies. Also, the Halo series is using content from books and television shorts as part of the video game series canon. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but some players might get a little lost in the setup of Halo 5. All right, folks, thanks for joining me on a big review today. Be sure to tune in next time for my review of Guitar Hero Live. Until then, game on.